This is Ashley Smith, Canyon City Mayor, and I'm welcoming everyone to our regular City Council meeting. We are meeting live in the chambers as well as via Zoom and Facebook Live. For those of you who are watching, the council members are not wearing masks because we are being broadcast actively, and well, I guess our hearing impaired council member is not here today, but we are being broadcast live, and so for communication purposes, we do ask those that are in elsewhere in the chambers to wear their masks while they're here. We've been asked to by the FCT-PHE. And otherwise, just want to wish everyone a warm and safe time at home in this end of summer snowstorm. It's so crazy out there, but it's fun. We'll go ahead and start our council meeting with a roll call, please.
Councilmember Dennehy.
Here.
Councilmember Gonzalez, absent. Councilmember Jaquez.
Here.
Councilmember Meisner.
Here.
Councilmember Reed, absent. Councilmember B. Smith.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick.
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here. We'll all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any council member announcements for today? Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick.
Yes, I have a couple. We do have our general government meeting, which is tomorrow night, and that starts at 5 in these chambers. We also have on September 16th a public engagement meeting as part of the master plan, public brainstorming and receiving input process. That starts at 7 o'clock at the Abbey.
Thank you. Anyone else from council? Mayor Pro Tem, and I both were able to attend a meeting this morning with Downtown Colorado, Inc. We're going over downtown strategies as we are one of their challenge studios. And it was a pleasure to have them here and their expertise, as well as some business owners. And our brand new Main Street program manager, Tom Dixon, was here as well. And it was a pleasure to meet him, and I think he's going to be a really excellent addition to our team in the Economic Development Department. Also this Friday, I'm going to have an opportunity with Ryan and Council Member Reed to meet with Sally Clark. She is the Colorado State USDA Director, and Susan Beckman, and she's our Regional HHS Director. And we'll have an opportunity to really advocate some of our local concerns that we were having here in Canyon City as council members. If you have anything you want me to highlight, please let me know. I'll be happy to do that. And other than that, we'll go ahead and move on to our consent agenda, please.
All right, thank you, Madam Mayor. Mayor and members of council, item 7A is to approve the minutes for the regular city council meeting on August 17th and the vision committee meeting on August 19th. 7B authorizes the mayor to sign a water services contract for 3355 Adams Avenue. 7C authorizes staff to apply for a gray and black market marijuana enforcement grant through the Department of Local Affairs. 7D authorizes the city administrator to sign a proposal to clean up the property located at 317 Macon Avenue. 7E awards bid 3520 water meter register warranty purchase to Core and Main of Henderson, Colorado in the amount of $16,875. 7F awards the bid 3620, a USDA grant vehicle purchase from Silterhar Motors in the amount of $48,585. 7G and 7H are both declaration and disposal of surplus vehicles. 7I ratifies the mayor's signature on a local government certification agreement, and 7J will receive and file a list of bills.
Are there any additions or corrections? Councilmember Meisner.
I have a couple questions. Start with on the meter purchase, which I have questions all the time on that, but apparently we started that program in 2014 with the intent of, I would assume, to reduce our overall costs? I'm curious as to whether anybody's gone back and done any kind of a cost analysis survey to see if those more expensive meters, and I assume it saved us at least one body of a meter reader.
With the RFDI reading, yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm not aware of any analysis, but I can look into that and get back to you.
I don't know about the rest of council, but I'd like to at least see some kind of a simple cost analysis done in terms of whether it has made sense for us to make that conversion to those high-tech meters at the high-tech cost over the last 6 years?
Yep.
Is that what it is? 11, 7?
Since 14, 6 years, yep.
I think somewhere in there it mentioned that they started in 2014.
Yeah, we certainly can look into that for you.
Go ahead, Councilmember Meisner.
On item F, the vehicle from, it was a little confusing in there, that we've got that $48,000 with a grant, but then they're also mentioning the fact that it needed to be outfit with some technology. Is that cost included in the 48 or not?
I believe the, let's see. Yeah, I believe the upfitting was included in that 48,585.
One more. I don't seem to see a credit card recap statement in here, or am I missing it?
The P card,
Right.
that doesn't happen every meeting. It's usually once a month. So if it's not in this one, it should be in the next meeting.
And then on item J, the list of bills, I noticed in there was a, what appeared to be an insurance deductible.
For Zimmerman,
I don't know, didn't say. 600 and, it was a property casualty deductible for $663. It's about a third of the way down the page,
on the first page.
on page 2, sorry. I don't know where page 1 is. You see it, under CIRSA?
Yep.
So obviously, just off of recollection, that's some kind of a vehicle.
Yeah, either damage to a vehicle or a building of some kind. I don't have the details on hand right now, but if you need more information, I can get that for you.
Councilmember Dennehy?
I just have a question on 7B, and I can see the price and all that it is, but is the city then gonna go after, or who's gonna be picking up that $6,600 bill?
Yeah, we would be looking at putting a lien on the property.
Okay. Thanks.
Councilmember Jaquez?
You know, by the next meeting we have, I would like to have some kind of a report or whatever the case may be. I don't see where there's a justification in Canyon City to have a interceptor vehicle. Those are high-speed vehicles, okay? You know, basically designed for highway use and stuff like that, you know. I just can't see why we had to buy one for the town of Canyon City. Grant you, we do have a highway going here, but you ain't gonna get no interceptor vehicle going through Highway 50 on Kansas City at any rate of speed, so I would like the thinking behind why there was a need to purchase one. If you can have something like that for the next meeting, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
I would like to invite Lisa Stutz. Lisa, if you'd like to come on up. You've come to council meeting. We are approving again another, I guess, step in becoming a local government certification agreement for that, and for the benefit of the public and for council, if you'd like to give us an update on where we're going next.
So this is the last step, I hope, in getting the City of Canyon City listed as a certified local government, which is a program that is a federal program administered through the State Historic Fund and the Department of Interior and the National Parks Service. The last two things that they're requiring us to do is to officially sign this certified local government certification agreement and pass the subsequent resolution to officially declare the City of Canyon City as a certified local government. That will be then turned over to the Department of Interior for final approval. This program will allow the property owners of historically listed properties that are listed on the local, state, or national registry to be eligible for tax credits and grants through the State Historic Fund grant.
So we had a question last time about how we're going to let some of our historical buildings know about this opportunity. Have we explored that more?
Yeah, so one of the goals of the commission will be to do outreach, education through various different means, through social media, classes, to let these people know that their properties are eligible to apply for tax credits, as well as reaching out to properties that may want to be listed as a local registered landmark, or even a state or national. So there's going to be different avenues that we're going to explore. The more meetings that we have, we'll set some guidelines of what we are looking for in terms of surveys, doing surveys of different areas throughout Canyon City that could be eligible for another historic district even.
Also, our new Main Street Program Manager, Tom Dixon, he will also be providing staff support to the Historic Commission, especially on the commercial side of those historic buildings, and trying to connect with those property owners so that they know that those commercial buildings are eligible for those tax credits.
Very good. Any other questions or comments from council? All right, thank you, Lisa. I'd go ahead and like to call for a vote to approve the consent agenda and the agenda.
I'm on a motion.
Yeah, motion.
Okay.
That's always good. Would you like to do that for us, Councilmember Meisner?
Madam Mayor and Council, I move that we approve the consent agenda and regular agenda as published.
Second.
It's been, there's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? We'll call a vote, please.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Councilmember Jaquez?
Aye.
Councilmember Meisner?
Aye.
Councilmember B. Smith?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
Thank you, council. And we'll move on to our administrator's report.
All right, thank you, Madam Mayor. You have the written reports in front of you. A couple things I want to highlight, and there's some things that are not in this report that I want to cover as well. As Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick mentioned, Halcyon Levine, the consulting company that's helping with the comprehensive plan, will be in town next week. We have that community engagement meeting Wednesday night, the 16th at 7 p.m. at the Abbey. We are also doing it as a hybrid, so if you can't, if the public can't attend in person, they're more than welcome to attend via Zoom. In addition to that, we have Halcyon Levine will be presenting at the FEDC meeting next week, and we have set up 18 different small group meetings with stakeholders from across many sections of the community to meet and get their feedback on comprehensive plan, using the, planning and zoning and development regulations within the community. So we're doing a lot of that public engagement next week in many different facets. If there are folks that we've reached out to, or if there's other people that want to be involved, we have several other avenues for being involved. That includes picturecanyonscity2040.com. There's a survey up there where people can complete a survey. We also have map.social on that website where community members can navigate the GIS map and focus in on areas that they really like within the community, areas that need to be improved. They can put their notes directly into that system, and all of that will be compiled as we move forward through this process. The last thing is we've been doing outreach to many different groups, local churches, the service clubs like Rotary and Lions, and many other groups. I think there was about 60 that we reached out to invite them to complete our workshop in a box. It's the do-it-yourself kit for conducting some of these outreach activities in a smaller group that it could be an HOA or any other group. If anybody is interested in doing that, they can reach out to City Hall, and we will make sure that they get a do-it-yourself kit if they can't make any of these meetings. We're really encouraging public engagement. This is something that's setting the roadmap for Canyon City over the next 10 to 20 years, and we really want that feedback from all areas of the community so we can make very informed decisions. And you never know when you're going to hear an idea that you didn't think of before, and I think it's important that we have that community engagement, and we're really pushing for that. Some items that are not in the written report. Councilman Jaquez, you had mentioned having a report from FEDC and the Chamber of Commerce. We've scheduled that for it's either the Vision or General Government meeting in October, so they'll be coming and giving a report during that time. 2A, the roads, 9th Street is paved. We're waiting on getting it painted, and there's a couple handicap ramps as well that need to be completed, but that project is getting ready to finish up. We're hoping to have that finished by the end of next week. The original completion date was the end of September, so we're a couple weeks ahead right now. We were hoping to get some additional work done today, but with the weather, it's going to delay it a couple days. Same thing with Meadows. That project has begun, and we're doing some work there, but we were hoping for some more work today and this week, but there's some delays there because of the weather. We have been waiting on CDOT for the Highway 115 sidewalk program that we were hoping to undertake this year. There's some contracting delays with CDOT, and that based on where we get as far as weather-wise, this year, that might be a project that we have to push off till next year. So just be aware that that's one of the projects that we had identified in this year's budget. So we maybe have to push that into next year's budget. And then finally, we've had some local requests, some requests recently about naming buildings after people and having a lot of memorials dedicated within the city. We're working on a resolution to bring forward to council, and we'll email that out before we bring it to council to get any feedback. But that is something that we're working on to make sure that we have a process in place before we name any buildings. So that's where I'm at, and happy to take any questions.
Councilmember Meisner.
The middle school project, that concrete work that apparently the contractor's doing, does the city ultimately sign off on that?
If it's the sidewalks and the right-of-way, yes, they should have final approval from the city.
That one sidewalk, my concern is that the one sidewalk in the near middle of the block on 12th Street, that one joint looks already to be partially hazardous.
Okay, well, we'll take a look at it.
And then the lane closure that we've had on what I think would be Fremont Drive at the Dozier interchange. While to some people it's obvious that the left-hand lane has been closed, to a person not familiar with that intersection, you would get the impression that the left-hand turn lane is actually the eastbound traffic lane. And I've seen vehicles sitting in that eastbound traffic lane,
Oncoming traffic lane.
thinking that they're going to turn left, and they do turn left, but maybe if they were to have some kind of a no left turn sign right there where they've got the beginning of that triangular closure, that would maybe help people understand that going to the left of that closure is not an option. Shouldn't be an option.
We'll bring that up to CDOT. I do know that they're working on some overall signage for how to use the roundabout and how that interchange is supposed to work, but that's a great suggestion. We'll bring that up.
Thank you, Councilman Meisner. Those are some good observations. Yeah, my way of using it is you get off at Big 5 and then you go and you miss the light altogether and go around and eastbound.
That's
I don't know if
assuming you can
anybody
get to that
else
intersection.
I don't know if anybody else has that, but that's a good local trick.
Absolutely.
Any other comments from City Council or questions?
2 weeks ago, with the same lights.
Yes. All right, thank you for your update, Ryan Stevens. Let's move on. We have a really short agenda. I'm really excited about that today. We have item number 9, and that's the 9A, Introduction and Adoption of Resolution 18, Series of 2020. And this is a resolution of the City of Canyon City, Colorado, declaring the City of Canyon City, Colorado a certified local government. And we kind of discussed this a little bit already. Is there any other questions or discussion from City Council on this resolution?
Yes, I do have one. So my question is that there will be a historic advisory committee formed, but that will happen after the final approval, or is that?
Council has already seated the committee.
We've already seated the committee.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I know, there's been quite the process of all these little things that we have to ratify and do all the time, but thank you for your patience, and I'm glad we have a passionate historian on board to help see this through, so thank you, Lisa, for your work on this. If there's no more discussion, I'd like to call for a vote, please, or a motion.
Madam Mayor and Council, I move that we approve resolution number 18, series of 2020.
I second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? Then I will call for the vote.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Councilmember Jaquez?
Aye.
Councilmember Meisner?
Aye.
Councilmember B. Smith?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
Thank you, Council. We're now on item number 9B, the second reading and adoption by title only of Ordinance 15, Series of 2020, entitled An Ordinance of the City of Canyon City, Setting the Compensation of the City Administrator. If I remember right, we sang a lot of your praises last time on this compensation, and now we have the second reading. Is there any discussion from council? Then I would like to call for a motion, please. Councilman Meisner?
Madam Mayor and Council, I move that we approve ordinance number 15, series of 2020.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? And I'll call for the vote.
Councilmember Dennehy?
Aye.
Councilmember Jaquez?
Aye.
Councilmember Meisner?
Aye.
Councilmember B. Smith?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Hamrick?
Aye.
All right, thank you again, council. Our next meeting is actually tomorrow, 5 p.m., and we will be discussing the building code for 2018. And with that, we are officially adjourned.